Hey, welcome back. This is 𝘑𝘬𝘴 Customs, and today we are going to continue our HOLLEY Sniper EFI swap on this 79 Trans Am we call Jean Grey. Why don't you come and join us after this intro?
White snow, red sky, reach up for so high. Blue eyes, fake cry, beware of the fox tonight.
Today is going to most likely be a disassembly day and hopefully get the new EFI throttle body installed on top of the intake. Alright, so first things first, we need to start pulling some parts, including the radiator, the carburetor, and the distributor, get the stuff off the top of the intake, and then we'll take a look at the intake and see if we need to do anything with that. Alright, why don't you come join me, and we'll do a quick time lapse of pulling these parts off the car. Alright. Alrighty, well, we have the radiator. I took the alternator off just so it was out of the way. It turns out I'm going to need to replace that anyway, but we have the carburetor off of the intake. I've pulled the distributor as well. We'll pull the wires and plugs in a little bit. But we're going to have to modify this intake. The snipers don't work well with the dual plane intake, and I need to get rid of the wall that's in between these two sides, which means I'm also going to have to get rid of all this stuff on the top. So this manifold has got to come out, and I've got to modify it quite a bit. Shouldn't be too hard, but we'll see. Got to make sure I got some gaskets ordered for it so that we can go back in the car. So we're going to, I guess, proceed with removing the intake as well. Okay, so after getting the intake off and cleaning up the mess underneath of the intake and around the engine blade, plus I cleaned up a little bit because I plan on throwing another coat of Pontiac metallic blue on this engine. Here's what we have. Distributor's off. We're not gonna need this distributor anymore. This is the 𝘬𝘬𝘀 carburetor that actually belongs to my Nova, so that'll be going back to that project. We are going to have to replace this. The charging, the charge stud literally fell out. I have to take that apart and figure out why, just out of curiosity. I got a mess. I didn't plan on having tools all over this. Anyway, so this also goes to the Nova, so we'll be returning that to the project. I took these pulleys off. We're going to recoat these in black. Probably do either going to do this blue or maybe do it silver. But anyway, we're going to paint all this. Now, this is the intake. Needs to be cleaned up pretty badly. As far as this goes, like I said earlier, we have to cut all of this out. The HOLLEY Sniper systems don't like there being a separation between the banks. Something to do with the way that it works. So we'll cut that out and free that space up. But in the meantime, we'll get to cutting on this and also cleaning up and throwing a coat of paint on this while we have it apart. Got to do something about these valve covers. Really disappointed. I did try to clean this one up a little bit. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see that, but it's pitted. Other than getting it re-chromed or spray or painting it, I don't think there's much I can do about it. Hey, let me know down in the comments if you have any suggestions before I completely get rid of these valve covers. They are pretty bad, which is a shame because they were gorgeous when this car went back to get stored. So we do have a few more things to take off. I still need to take off that fuel pump and all of the rubber lines out of the front of this car that are for the fuel, because they all have to get swapped out for the high pressure lines. Other than that, we are disassembled and can start thinking about putting things back together. Alrighty, so I stopped the time lapse because it was just getting boring. But anyway, got the piece knocked out. I ended up cutting partially through it and then knocked it out with a chisel. As you can see, it's really rough right here. Ground down this all nice and, well, as smooth as I can get it with the tools that I had. Working very limited, no air tools. But got that ground out. So this is ready except for to be cleaned up and painted. I think I want to block off some of these holes with the, because I don't need some of this stuff anymore. But I want to block off some of these holes, get it all cleaned up, get it painted along with the engine, and then we could start working on the next steps with getting the EFI system installed. Also thinking about picking up a wiring harness. I know I need an alternator. I'm just worried that working with the old wiring harness that I'm going to have electrical gremlins that pop up when trying to install all of these new components, and I think I just want to start with a fresh harness. They do make an updated harness for this car, complete with bladed fuses instead of the glass ones. And yeah, I just think that I'm going to be much safer to just bite the bullet and get the harness instead of wondering whether or not it's going to work. So, updated, better alternator, updated harness, but we can still keep chugging along with what we got. We still have radiator install, we still have the sniper itself to put on, and the finding a spot to put the boxes and getting the distributor in. So we still have lots of work to do to getting this in. Yeah, so I don't know. Let me know down in the comments what you think, if you've made it this far. I don't know. If you have, leave me a comment about your day. All right. Talk to you later.